right, Lee, I got a movie for you this week. I'll say it's a combination of three things.
All right, I'm ready.
Family Matters, Training Day, and Anaconda.
Okay. A tugboat captain. Nope, okay.
Snake Outta Compton.
Snake Outta Compton. Okay, that's different than I was thinking. I was going to say it's like a buddy cop thing on a boat thing where there's giant snakes.
Not too
and
far.
All the people are black, I guess. Is that what we're going for here?
This is a spoof from, what is it, 2016?
Okay. Recent?
Pretty recent. I saw just the title of this movie.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, I gotta see that.
This is a title grabs you sort of movie.
Not since since Gnome Alone have I wanted to see a movie so badly based off of just the title.
Simply the title.
Okay. I found myself like I'm like, all right, it's coming in the mail. All right, and
it's like Christmas.
Just, putting things on the shelf, and I'm like, Snake Outta Compton, and I don't think that's ever in the movie, but it's in my head, and I love it. Not exactly the super timely release with Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
But Snake Outta Compton's a name that it's a horror movie rides and dies on the name, especially if you're a comedic horror movie, and I think that just knocks it out of the park.
Okay, so what you mentioned Anaconda, is that what we are parodying or whatever?
That was just my rope in for
Big
a snake movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it could be like Boa versus Python 3.
It could.
Some sort of. Yeah, because if we're, I will now inspect the situation. Oh dear. Okay, this looks like that Indian movie where there's the giant cobra made of mans. Or whatever.
Okay.
They come and fight them or something like that. It's a great day in South Central. Cam and his hip-hop crew are all set to sign a record deal that could change their lives. But their jealous friend Urkle wreaks havoc on their plans when he creates a giant mutant snake that quickly lays waste to the city of Compton, eating everyone in its path. So they have to get the snake out of Compton. I see what they did
genius.
there. That's pretty good. Soon Cam, Pinball, Neon, and Bee's Knees cook up a crazy scheme to stop the monstrous munching menace. Blow it away by pumping up the jams. That's their scheme. This horror comedy is alive with laughs, thrills, and dope beats. Oh, I don't know which one of us is racist. Whoever wrote that or whoever's reading that. Oh my god. All right. I think I see what this is going for.
So the trailer, and you can even see in the back of the box, you have Urkle, who is a nerd dude, aping off of Urkle. And I love that this kid mad scientists a snake into a gigantic killing machine.
But then he must create a like robotic doppelganger to then undo his mistake.
That'd be fantastic. That's most assuredly not going to happen.
The budget is probably not there for that.
I almost wanted this to not be a spoof at all. I like because I only saw the cover. I didn't read anything. I just bought it off the jump. I was like, well, we need that.
Of course.
And the idea of a killer snake movie in Compton, I was like, that could be great. Because I'm just framing my own thing on it. I'm like, okay, so we got a bunch of kids here. I can see a nerdy guy and this and that. But I picture just like gangbangers and fucking like giant snakes, people shooting out things. There's cops and riot gears. Like that was my mental image. But then I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, it's a comedy.
Straight comedy,
It's comedy horror in the vein of what would you say this is kind of like?
Do you want it? So my head again, due to racism, goes to "Don't Be a Menace" or whatever. But are we talking about a scary movie
it is,
or whatever?
I would say it's closer to that because it is directly aping like Training Day at times.
Oh right, you said Training Day too. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's okay, that's a weird choice. When did that movie come out?
Ooh, 2000.
Before 2010?
Two?
Oh god, yes. All right, weird. Good times. Again, timely references.
Indeed.
Whole thing.
Yeah, I believe I read somewhere that it was originally going to be just like a complete spoof and then like they wrote a script that kind of shied away from being 100% a spoof.
It was going to be a spoof of Training Day? Or
It was going to just be a spoof of movies, period,
Okay.
like in the vein of like Airplane or a scary movie type of thing.
Yeah.
But
So
then
I
it
think-
became more of a plot-based film.
I think we both like the old, that's actually encouraging. I don't know if I'm going to eat my words later. Like a big snake. But like Hot Shots and Airplane,
Sure.
all those movies from back in the day, because I'm an old man.
Oh, I
as
love
usual.
those.
I love those, right? And I feel like we kind of got away from that where there was no more story and it was just separate like vignettes
Yes.
of jokes, and Charlie Sheen's there for some reason, right?
Well, that's the
All that
problem. They
stuff.
started churning
Yeah.
them out so quickly that it
Yes.
was like, I was like, okay, you're referencing a movie that hasn't come out yet, so that when your movie comes out, you're
Yes.
as topical as possible.
They would like take the trailers and try to make jokes
Yeah.
about the movies before they came out and stuff. That was a dark time. Are we still in that time here?
There hasn't been one of those really in a little while. Like Haunted
Okay.
House is like the closest thing to that
Right.
as far as a bad spoof movie.
So maybe we have, as a people, have moved on, and now we
Yeah.
can do like a good spoof.
After
or
like the
something?
Vampire Suck and the Date movie and Disaster movie, all that garbage, people are like, I'm done with this shit.
The Spartans or whatever, man, they churned out a lot of those
They did.
movies. Okay.
All right, so here we are with Snake Outta Compton. Let's check it out.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
So had you heard of Snake Outta Compton?
From you, shortly before watching it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. So the
Yeah.
poster originally, which made me go, I have to have that movie.
Of course.
Because why wouldn't you look at that fucking poster?
Yeah.
The idea of Snake Outta Compton spawned so many cool ideas in my head that before I knew it was a spoof comedy horror,
Yeah.
which you always knew it was going to be at least a little lighthearted because the name, like when you go with a roughly parody style name, you're not going to get this dramatic dark horror movie where you'd walk away going, that was pretentious.
Well,
that's not
no,
going to happen.
Like that would be really strange if it was actually about like how hard it is growing up there and how you're trying to get out, but these snakes are keeping you locked in. Like it would be some crazy.
Especially with
where
a
you're
large
like,
snake on the
what?
cover, it'd be really
yeah,
weird.
exactly. It would be totally out of left field or something like that. The snake is like all in dream sequences. You see, it's like haunting him. It's like
Yes.
the pull of the game, trying to pull him back in.
So there are some. This one has a roughly realistic snake cover. Other releases had big googly eyes,
Oh God.
and that gave me pause.
Interesting. Interesting.
So Snake Outta Compton is about a randomly dropping snake from like the heavens that.
Oh no! This is it tying into the snakes universe because you hear a like dubbed in, "I want these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane" as the plane goes by.
Get this motherfucking snake off this motherfucking plane!
You do hear that.
That's a snake from the snakes that were on the plane, and it falls onto Compton. It's amazing. This
That
is
plane
the
wasn't
best part of the
flying
movie.
over, but I just took that. I took that just as like as a humorous joke. You think that was
Yes.
actually their attempt at a tie-in?
You're about to witness the strength of snake knowledge.
The joke is that that's a snake from the snakes that were on the
Interesting.
plane. It falls.
That joke was so bad I didn't even get it.
No, it's amazing. I felt like this started pretty strong. There's an intro because then that snake falls onto the car from our fake Training Day people.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Holy mother of Jay-Z!
That snake, which is in the air, is gigantic, and then when
Yeah.
it hits, looks like some sort of a tiny water snake.
It's like
Right here!
a puppet,
Yeah.
weird dumb snake or whatever.
But it falls, it lands at the foot of our nerd.
Urkle finds there's a viable egg in here. This will be good for my experiment.
It appears we have an embryo from the reptilian Colubidae family. An undamaged egg.
It
Yes.
takes it away. There's all this crazy stuff happening.
It's a very ridiculous movie.
We have characters who are in a band, and we have the plot of Airheads. We're gonna go and like play our music and get discovered or whatever. But meanwhile, we have to save the city from a giant mutant snake. And meanwhile, Training Day is going on, a fake version of Training Day, where we have crooked cops, roaming around the city and everything.
Told you, man, the gun ain't mine.
Possession of a stolen firearm, huh? You going down to the booty house. All right, go ahead and book him, rookie.
They all meet at the end for a climactic showdown, and that is Snake Out of Compton.
If you were to ask me what is Snake Outta Compton about, I would say Snake Outta Compton is a weird Urkle-esque character with the reversal like of Honey I Shrunk the Kids machine zaps a snake that happens to grow to a crazy size. And go on a killing spree while a band is trying to make it in the rap game. And their music is the only thing that can soothe the savage beast.
Snake out
while training day is happening.
I got a very important lesson to teach my rookie partner here, huh? It's his first day on the job.
Yeah, with a training day like barreling through the middle of it.
Yeah,
And it's my training day, too.
And a love story.
kind of.
And a superhero origin story.
I wanted that to be better.
It's really the perfect movie, honestly.
It's crazy.
It's got a lot.
It has all of the elements.
I gotta say, when this movie starts and it's just playing, I was smiling. I was like, okay, this is like just the right kind of goofy movie.
How far did you get before the smile stopped? For me, it was their agent, like the weird thug white girl.
Totally banging, you know what I mean? Like, the sound to come up there is baller.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is now getting like cringy in a way that I don't like.
There were certain elements here where it was hard to really keep track on what the budget of the movie may be. Because there are certain things like that. I'm like, okay, there's this character wearing like a weird wig with a fake set of grills. Like,
This is the hip-hop group you've been raving about, huh?
Yeah, this is Cam's crew.
So like that's the grill, but the first time she did it, I was like, how scuffed is this movie? Is she just taking out her fake teeth to say the line and putting them back in? Like, what's happening?
Get your shit together.
Because they're like white, like her teeth, they're like off-white.
I believe they were silver.
Whatever.
But she's
like,
so white,
yes,
they reflect.
I was blinded by the reflection of her whiteness or whatever. The beginning is like strong. There's some musical choices. Training Day has its own little thing, and I'm like, oh, Training Day. But they cut away, so I was like, oh, maybe that's only in the beginning. Maybe we just have a random Training Day insert. And they're not going to keep coming back to this, which they end up doing, right? They play a like awesome fake 90s rap with like a keyboard going when they introduce the character Cam, like the lead rapper.
Yeah.
When the Urkle nerd turns up his growth ray, it plays like fake Stranger Things music. I was like, this movie's awesome. This movie's like smart and kind of like knows what it's doing. Maybe this will be great.
They'll never call me little man again.
And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, what are we doing? Oh no, this movie's not going to be good at all.
Yeah, it has some interesting things. So like, what would you say are your favorite parts of this movie?
There are some comedy moments, believe it or not. And it's like they can go good or bad. There are some that I was like, oh no, but there are some that like really worked for me that shouldn't have worked for me.
All right.
There's a part where like I think his name is Pinball, one of the guy's friends.
Yes,
he's like
the DJ dude.
He's like, what are we gonna do? And then his eyes start getting wider and wider, and then it cuts away, and he's still like right behind him with his eyes looking so bugged and weird. There's the part where the janitor comes in when our nerd is mutating.
Nope.
And he just goes, nope, and like leaves, and like that made me smile.
That scene was a chain of funny things for me.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because you have the nerd who just got shot.
Those who make the right decision.
Holy shit!
Shut up, rookie.
Yeah.
Just wakes up and says like, betrayal!
Betray!
Yes.
And that's when the guy goes, nope, and backs up. And then the nerd leaves the police station in what I can only describe as, remember that music video where the people's legs are going really high as they walk down the street? He's like in this weird-ass walk. And that's hysterical.
He's in character.
There were a lot of little bullshit things. So like, yes, not everything lands, and there are some suspect acting areas of the movie. But by and large, I think the level of jokes thrown at the wall, a good amount of them hit. And some of them are very funny. There's a part where like the Ethan Hawke character guy like is instructed to go into like the sewer to grab the snake, and he puts his hands in, and like 3 of his fingers get bit off.
Come on, man! This shit just got personal.
And he pulls his hand up and he's like, I lost my watch!
Yes.
Oh, God. I lost my watch!
And that I thought was funny.
Like some of it, I was even like, is this am I even taking this the way that they meant it? Like, it's like funnier than it should be in this movie.
Yeah, because it's a spoof.
Yeah, but like some of the stuff, like on the other end of it, right? I think the Hodor part was like my.
Oh, it went like, what does he say? Like block that whore from the door.
Keep those hoes behind the door, and then a dude who I assume that's not Hodor, just kind of looks like him.
Keep that hoe behind that door.
Holds the door and goes, Hodor, Hodor, Hodor. And do you like that? You're smiling. Oh, I hated that. I was like, this is awful.
It's just because they literally, like, you can see it probably is a movie that had like 6 writers, and like everywhere a joke could be dropped in, a joke is dropped in. And not all of them are gonna hit, but like the one that misses you is gonna hit the guy next to you, like type of thing. Because everyone has their own little tastes.
Yes.
So I agree that the manager or whatever, like the annoying white girl, is like bad. But she had a few redeeming scenes that I thought were like really funny.
Okay.
One of them is like she just finishes telling somebody off and she just goes like, menorah, and leaves. And that seemed so out of place and dumb.
Menorah out.
That it caught me off guard. It was like you're fighting a righty and I got hit with a left, like and
telegraph on the right. And
I was not expecting that. I thought that was funny. There's a part that she's only remotely involved in where she's holding the gold-plated like AK-47.
Yeah.
And Leslie's like, crime in progress. White girl with an AK-47. Eat your ice cream.
Well, I'll be. Little white girl with an AK. How cute. Finish your damn ice cream.
And then the second Cam picks it up. He's like, crime in progress.
Come on, man. Too much been going on today already, all right?
Crime in progress. Crime in.
That's another. So like that whole sort of thing is like very cringy to me. And even before.
It is cringy.
I know.
But that's why it's funny.
I don't
it's like The Office.
I was just gonna say it's like the fucking Office. Where you're just like, ugh.
One of the most popular shows in America.
Why is this funny? Why do people like this cringy, awful thing?
Say bandit!
Most people have bad taste, I agree. Before that too, when he's like, let me get a piece of that. Oh, yeah, swallow, don't spit that shit out. And I'm like, oh.
That's that good shit. Real cops don't spit. Swallow that shit down. Swallow it. Yeah.
Oh God, and like he even
that's just awkward.
Yeah, and he even said like I'm lactose intolerant, so I was getting like at that point in the movie, I'm getting ready for like, oh, he's gonna be like shitting and stuff. I'm like, oh no.
It took a higher road than that.
I think they just forgot to do that though.
There's a part though in that where you just mentioned where the Denzel, who I think Washington character, I think his name is Denz or Dez or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He says like I'm lactose intolerant, and he goes I don't fucking care. You think the gang members care that you're lactose intolerant?
Lactose intolerant. You think the dealers care if you lactose intolerant? Huh?
And like some of his lines, because he is like a really good Denzel Washington impersonator.
If you want to learn to hassle people like a real cop, you got to start at the bottom.
And he's like not an actor. That guy's like a director.
Whoa. Okay.
That I imagine they just run in the same circles. He's like, you do a pretty good Denzel Washington. You want to come in and do this?
Yeah.
But like I thought that was funny. That guy
That's awesome.
had some lines where it was the total opposite. Where like there's cringe over here, and he was hitting some of these way over the top things.
Yeah.
There's a part where they just robbed a store in quotes because they were kind of like just giving the money.
If you guys were hardcore street motherfuckers, you'd put an end to my miserable life.
And they run out the back door to get away from the cops, and they see the giant snake, and they run back in.
Oh, shit!
What the fuck? Don't worry.
And he says something to the effect of like, there's a giant snake out there, it wants to bite us.
Snake out there, it's huge, it wants to bite us.
It wants to bite. I want to bite you, huh? I'm a wolf.
And then Denzel Washington character goes like, snake wants to bite you. I want to bite you. I'm a wolf. I'll take a bite.
Huh? I'm a wolf. In order to protect the flock, you gotta be a wolf. It takes a wolf to catch a wolf. And what I'm gonna do is
like he said, like, I'm like, And I love the idea that someone wrote this crazy gibberish.
Yeah.
But I would be just as happy as if he was just high on PCP and just saying shit.
That is an awesome part. His whole rant about like, you gotta be a wolf to catch a wolf. Everyone else is a sheep and all that stuff. Whatever. No, I thought he was one of like the bright spots of the movie. His whole routine and doing that whole thing. There's a scene where he fights the snake like you would fight a person. He's punching the snake. But then later, when he's squaring off against the much bigger snake with his like syringe full of mutagen or whatever, he's like making whoosh noises with his mouth.
Come get some, huh?
Like whoosh,
like it's a lightsaber.
Yeah, but he's doing it with his mouth or something like that. Like there's stuff like that that like that character is probably like the peak of the whole thing. Again, I was like, oh no, the training day stuff's back. Oh, they're like eating ice cream together. Oh, this is weird and gross.
Let me get in on that shit.
And then it comes full circle.
And then by the end, I'm like, no, that guy can't die.
Godzilla ain't got shit on me.
And he doesn't. He shows up at the end.
Yeah, he shows up at the end.
But yeah, spoiler.
That's right. I'm back, YouTube. Cover Time magazine. Huh?
You know, I think a lot of the humor is better than I thought it was going to be. Like you said, it's hit or miss. When they're driving away and he suddenly is like mooning them when there was not even like enough time for that to properly happen or something like that. There's a point where
the line that he says right after that was like, I lost my gun. I saw their buttocks.
He showed me his buttocks.
First I lost my gun and then they showed me their buttocks.
Yeah, never mind all that.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's a part later with like the DJ thing where he's like, hey, hey, go up there, give that guy this drink. He fancies you sexually or something like that. Like just weird, out of place, very, very small little things.
DJ Spliff, he fancies you sexually, girl.
I'm gonna break him in two like a motherfucker.
Snapping him half.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
When the snake barfs up the nerd, at one point they dub in like, wee! When he's like jumping off, like little, and again,
I think he actually said that at the moment. There were a couple of things like that where I was like, I was picturing how things were filmed because you know, obviously the snake's not there, and I have a good idea that they may have no idea what the snake's scale was going to be ever.
It seems
because like when he's like you said boxing the snake, I wonder what he think because like what do you think he's probably punching like a broomstick or something like so.
Who's to say?
I'm like, what does he think this thing is? And like it goes through that hole into the sewer that's like this big.
Slippery when wet.
Yeah.
The size inconsistencies are dramatic. At one point, a character is swallowed by the snake. And he swims to its heart. So you're like, is he in its blood vessels?
That might be the point where this movie went from like, okay, it might not be as bad as I thought, to like, I actually love this movie. Because it's like a weird swimming, it's like the Mighty Boosh, he's like swimming inside of the snake. And encounters its heart as if he was in its blood and not its stomach. It makes no sense at all in a way that I appreciate.
No, it's great. This was all the animation and stuff that did this snake was done by the people that do the Sharknado movies.
Okay. One of the guys, I was like, you look familiar, and he's from a Sharknado, but that doesn't matter to me because I haven't seen those movies. So, well, whatever. Yes.
Give it to that snake, Cam. Give it.
Ooh, that's kind of nice. Ooh, a little tighter.
Very well done for what I imagine was a very low budget movie.
I would describe the CG as serviceable.
Certainly, in some situations, they're actually good.
There were parts, and like, it's so ridiculous. There's like helicopters and like F-15s or something shooting missiles at the building or whatever.
Fuck it.
And in my head, I was just like, don't pay attention to how bad it looks, just go with it. But I'm like, it doesn't even look that bad. It looks okay. And I'm like, that's weird. Why does it look okay?
There are whole scenes where they're driving down a street that's not a real street. That's all CG. I'm like, that's fine.
The LADOT doesn't pay me nearly enough for this shit. You deal with the giant fucking snake. How about that?
They're on, like they got what counted. They're on a bus and they, they're faking everything else. But I'm like, okay. Yeah. There was one scene that was like, I think a day for night when they were in they're in a like quickie mart that they're robbing.
Press. Sir, what are your thoughts on the noise?
This is a sticker, sucker! So stay cool!
And it's just like the brightest of white light shining in through the windows.
Oh, okay.
So I imagine, like, we can only get this place when it's closed, which 100% makes sense.
Gotcha.
And just like pump in the light.
That's a night for day then, right? Or something? Or
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's a day for night. Wait, no, night for day.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stroke.
That's a funny little thing that happens, though. We don't want to just recount every funny moment, but then the Asian guy who owns the place has some funny
Yoon, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Like Make Yoon Great Again is his shirt.
You better fucking rob me!
Drop your weapon!
Only after you shoot me! None of the other robbers had the balls to shoot me!
What's wrong?
It took me a while to read that because it's written really small, and they never zoom in on it.
I like the overall like structure, though, that we have a structure that we're going.
Yes, no, that says a lot.
Thing to thing.
Yeah, not just being a string of jokes, being a string of jokes that are in a plot line is large in the spoof world as of late because they haven't been giving us that. And I think this is a valued treat in that respect.
The choice to do Training Day, though, is super weird in this day and age.
Weird.
It's such an old, and I think a scary movie already did Training Day, right? Like, or
I don't remember
or am I just making that up? Maybe it was like like a VMAs or something. I feel like I've seen other Training Day spoofs in my life.
What do you mean, what? Yeah, brother. That's PCP. Angel dust.
I may be inventing them.
It's spoofable. My favorite line from Training Day is in this movie where he says like poo butt ass.
I'm not gonna look like some fool who let a couple of poo butt asses steal his car. No.
Oh, no.
And poo butt ass is in this.
Is that, he says that in actual Training Day?
Yeah.
You get the fuck out of my car, go back to the valley, rookie. Poop butt ass.
Okay, that's interesting. I heard him say like ninja a few times. That was pretty funny. But like, some of the lines.
That obviously to foreshadow the ninjas coming later.
Bye, ninja.
Been flowing for days.
We should mention that. That's a funny thing because they cap it off.
The movie ends with a mid-credit scene of a character we haven't mentioned yet. My favorite character, I think, of the movie is this weird, like drug dealer, loan shark kind of guy.
You taking out all that trash?
And he is at the end got his comeuppance and he's taking out garbage for a restaurant.
He now has a
and
normal
he gets attacked
job.
by ninjas.
Stop right there and give us your wallet.
Hey, I don't want any trouble, guys. Hey.
Yeah, Ali Jaws, the guy who's from like one or more of the Sharknadoes or whatever. He plays not riffraff, but some sort of weird. There's a rap battle and he's horrible. It's very interesting. He has a whole thing going on.
I bust a mad rhyme that is never the same. Cause I run this club like rubber dub, 3 men in a tub.
He reminds me of the guy with like nunchucks from, is it Napoleon Dynamite? It was just like in the parking lot, like, or is it Ghost World? What is that guy from? I forget. It's something. I'll find it. But I love that guy's character. He has probably the best scene in the movie is when he's breaking down what interest is when it compounds on a loan.
Compound on my ass.
Compounds where I reinvest the interest, so the interest in the next period is earned on the principal sum.
And it's just him and like his fly girls or whatever they are, and they're just like, yeah, compound, bitch.
That's compound interest, bitch.
We're good.
That was another miss for me. Where
Yeah?
I was like,
Oh, I love that.
Where I'm like, it's that dumb thing where it's like, diversify your bonds and stuff, and I'm like, gross, it's awful.
It was the way he said it. The moment his glasses came off, though, I was like, I hate this guy.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And his rapping was so cringy.
That was intentionally bad. It was weird.
But
how
it
bad
was so bad that it was like, this person can't even think they're good. There'd be no reason that they would call for this to happen. Like,
well, it's character development because he's so delusional that he thinks he's good.
But up until that point, he didn't seem to be delusional about anything. He seemed to be rather like intelligent in a moronic way, but like he knew things. He was of a position of power. He was mocking this other guy and how easy rap is to then just drop this ball
Anybody can
dramatically.
drop a verse.
It actually, I thought, would have been great if he was good.
He was
and
amazing.
it turned into a real fucking battle. On terms of with other missed opportunities, there's like this kid in the what was his like bee's knees.
Yeah.
They set up like twice where like he's about to rap and then like like the snake bursts in or something happens, the power dies, whatever. And it doesn't happen. And then at the end, you expect one more of those things, but he does rap, and I'm like, oh, he's just okay.
No,
I thought it'd been funnier to just never let him rap.
It's weird, and it would definitely be funnier if he never got to rap. I think the thing was supposed to be how good he is, but he's not that good.
He's under the music so hard that like it's hard to hear what he's saying.
So is she. Like the actual performance at the end is very underwhelming.
And I'm like Raquelian Phillips. This firm is squirming like a war with a Jerry curl perm. While my crew stands firm against German missile therms. We do out.
The main guy is like okay, he's like functional.
Yeah.
He can rap seemingly. Or
I don't know if he's even rapping though, because if you look at the like, it could just be the like.
Oh, you mean like someone else is rapping or
it looks like his mouth didn't line up with what was being said.
Sure.
I was sleeping, but these rhymes keep spilling, and I'm willing to throw you. And I'm chiller than a chinchilla, chilling with Godzilla, killing city builders near you with.
Another missed opportunity, I thought.
I mean, his character can rap. Yeah.
The another missed opportunity was that girl singing.
Yeah.
They drop a line earlier about how she can break glass.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's gonna end where she like kills the snake with like some because like they play up, oh, the speakers on the rooftop, whatever, are insane. Oh, it's so good, and it's like a garbage pile.
And we know that Uppercase Records has the biggest sound system in Los Angeles for their private rooftop demos.
They go up there and it's just a roof. It's not a rooftop lounge for a record exec thing. They like showing that entranceway to the thing. I'm like, what is this folded like? It looks like your great grandparents' house. The entrance to the root cellar is how you get to this roof party.
Yo, you all can't be coming up here without a warrant. Boss, these assholes, they be tripping.
Cut the hood, that white girl.
And it was very strange because there are some speakers up there, but they're not like big. So like and
I don't even know if they're real.
And like they are willing to CG stuff, just CG some ridiculous speakers or make the building like made out of speakers or something like that.
Something.
I don't know. Do something. That that's in my notes is like this is not a what is this all about?
No.
And yeah, she sings the high note that they set up can like shatter glass or whatever. And I'm like, oh, she's gonna like shatter the syringe inside of the snake, and that's what's gonna like kill everybody.
That would have been fine.
And she does sing, and nothing, right? Like, at one point, the snake kind of passes out, but that's from their fat beats. That's not from her singing. It's very, it's muddled.
Snake out of Compton.
The themes aren't clear.
Well, speaking of unclear themes, we have parts where people get bit by the snake man and become snake zombies.
That made me laugh.
Like it's funny,
like, of course. What the hell?
And then they do a callback, but I would have liked the callback to have been that guy. I guess you would have had to have like a name tag that said Ethan or something to know it was even that guy. But in that mask again, but they only had one of the mask.
Right.
The mask looked good.
So we've finally gotten back to what the ending is.
Yeah.
Alley Jaws comes out with the garbage. He gets assaulted by ninjas who want to like rob him or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Urkle's there with his mutated face, and the other Ethan Hawke guy is there with like just fangs and shit on his face because he's only partially mutated, I guess.
He didn't get all the way there yet.
They're wearing like capes and spandex and like a full generic weird.
They should have made it a Ninja Turtle spoof, because they kind of alluded to that earlier.
Some
that they
mutant
said
ninja.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I was like, oh, that would have been actually funny. And I even when he turned, I was like, oh, they're gonna come down as the Ninja Turtles. He's gonna have like a sword or something. And then he was like dressed like Superman and shit. And I'm like, oh, that little ball drop there for me.
There was a little joyous moment though, because they follow them running down and they catch the boom
the actual boom guy.
Who goes, that's crazy, or something like that. And I'm like, all right, so like that and some of the
that was an accident.
Yes,
yeah.
But they put it out on their film, right? So like,
it's crazy.
That and some of the other stuff during the thing that like landed for me made me think like, okay, this is made by people who are like a little smarter and know a little more and are a little, it's a little extra compared to like a scary movie, which is just like cranking stuff out. This has a different sort of mentality.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if this is a movie that I picture one of two courts. It was either like we filmed this whole movie in like 11 days, or we weekend warriored this and
sneaking
just,
things the whole time. Yeah.
It's one of the two. There's no other.
There's no like, oh, you got paid to be on a regular schedule to do this the normal way.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
it looked real enough that I'm like, no, it was like craft services. It was filmed in like Los Angeles, like that wasn't Compton at all.
I've never seen Compton, so I don't know.
That wasn't Compton.
I assumed it wasn't Compton.
A large crowd is gathered outside Uppercase Records.
Appears to be a giant snake.
No, but it was fine.
It's Quebec.
I think I did enjoy this movie.
I actually ended up like being fine with it. I don't think it's like on my list where I'd watch it again or like recommend it super strongly. But you know, especially like the roller coaster ride of like, oh, this might be good. Oh, it's not good. And then by the end, it like tugging high enough for me to be like, okay, that was fine. I was like, I'm kind of into it in a weird way.
This would get a lot of points in a group watch setting.
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Straight out of Compton. I get that. That's funny.
There's a little stupid thing that I like too when like he's like being held down by like what's his name, Jaw, whatever, the compound interest bitch guy.
Yeah.
And he like reaches over at the escaping snake and he slaps him with the snake.
Before
Nice snake, Cam.
You dirty mother.
Yeah.
And the only thing that could have made that better for me is if like he had like 2 marks and he got bit while the smack happened.
Yeah.
I thought that could have been great.
They couldn't have done that because then he would have had to have mutated into a snake man.
Well, yes.
Which is fucking unstable molecules, you see. What made that for me was he was like, that was a snake! I hate snakes!
That was a snake! You know I hate snakes!
I be cold-blooded, yo.
You're gonna be dead-blooded in a second!
Something like that.
You know I hate snakes. And then Mrs. Jones, a like old lady with a walker and what? It wasn't an Uzi. I don't know what that was.
You leave that boy alone!
Is that a modified Mac 10?
I'm not sure that she had one.
It has the barrel with the holes, like the vent barrel thing.
But there was some white piece on there where I was like, is this a broken squirt gun? Like, what am I looking at here?
You don't have to. You know I care about you, Cam.
But she's like, oh baby, and then how he's like she yells at him for cursing. He's like bitches, you ladies, let's get out of here.
Get on out of here, floozes.
Come on, bitch! I mean, ladies! Yeah, come compound that now!
I was like, okay. But mostly I didn't like her.
No, I didn't like her either, and I always think of the epitome of that. I think it's in one of the scary movies where like the one guy's grandma is like, oh, you're not doing it. He's like, not so quick. And then he like punches his grandma or something like that.
Oh, come on, nigga.
Come on, Grandma. I don't want to do that. Stop. Come on.
Have that weird exchange.
Sure, you gotta punch grandma.
That's the top thing of like that trope for me, where they subverted it like grandma's
How about
tough.
Price is Wrong, bitch?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah, I mean he was actually the good part, right? That's like the same as this, right? Where it's not a grandma. It's not your grandma showing up with her walker. She gets killed by the snake when it's small. The snake keeps growing.
Yes.
Throughout the movie?
It was zapped by his like penis enlargement ray.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense.
Did you think in the beginning that his penis was going to be the snake? That was going to be the whole plot of the movie?
Not once.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Because he's like straddling behind the growth ray and the snake's in front of it. I thought something was going to explode or backfire or something like that, and they show a close-up of his crotch.
First this snake, then...
That's because he jokes, after it works on you, I'm going to shoot it here. I did like that the name of his snake, that the snake kills, is MacGuffin.
Oh.
All systems ready.
Neat.
So I was like, I like that.
A little nod to a thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of little inside things, references to Ghostbusters a lot, and some random bullshit.
Yeah, Egon Spangler.
Yeah.
And he in one of his anti-snake raps, he says, I think he's like doing a pun, so it's like Ricky Ticky Taffy, like I'm gonna stretch you out or eat you like that. I'm like, that's neat.
You're a vanilla reptilian, soft like Laffy Taffy, cool snake savvy, tell your ass up like Ricky Ticky Taffy.
I was like, I'm like a mongoose, that's what they call me, or something like some weird, all these dumb anti-snake things. Yeah.
I did love. There's a part where the guy's a dream and it's Biggie and Tupac, and the best throwaway bit is when he's coming to. It was all a dream from the Biggie character.
Alright, this shit doesn't make any sense.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's next level. I like that a lot.
I think it's twice in there. We're like, you got punked, man. This is a dream sequence. And he goes, and then Rutherford B. Hayes is there or something like that. That's like super dumb.
I have no idea what he looks like, so I'm like, is that a good one?
Listen up every move. Forget that, Snake. It's not your problem.
But like, as if they know that, they're like, what, our 14th president, Rutherford B. Hayes? Like, that's his response. And I'm like, oh my God.
Rutherford B. Hayes, 19th president of the United States? Man, this doesn't make any sense. What are y'all telling me to do?
Yeah.
There's enough in here that I feel like it's actually, we've ruined all of the funniest jokes though. But
100%.
Still watch it, because I think it's like worth seeing and stuff. Like I said, don't love it or whatever, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like it enough to recommend it. I wouldn't say you would have the best time, but you'll certainly enjoy your hour and a half.
I had a good enough time, but I wouldn't say, like, I'm not like, oh shit, you haven't seen this yet? It's from last year, y'all are sleeping on this gem. Like, it's not that. It's kind of just like, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
There may be a sequel coming. I read something that said that all the surviving cast is like interested in doing another one, and the writer or director said something along the lines of like, if we do another one, there's gonna be time travel.
Okay.
So I'm down for that, 100%.
I would be, totally. I give that a green light in my book. I feel
Yeah.
like whoever made this has the whatevers to make something else that's pretty funny.
Most
like
definitely.
the sense of humor is not 100% in line with mine, but it's close enough and enough hit that I'm like, okay, go.
You heard it here. That's a go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Giant snake, yo!
A big snake. I eat snakes. They call me Mongoose Mike.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinions you can really trust. Come and browse our aisles for the movies that you love and know. Stop by Cannibal